Master Higaonna will begin this introduction with a brief account of the history of Tensho Kata. Master Gōjū Miyagi created Tensho Kata in the early part of the 20th century, the Taisho period in Japan. He created Tensho after returning from a visit to China where he had studied the Chinese martial arts. It was through his research into the Rokushi Kata of the Chinese martial arts that he created Tensho as a Ju Kata to complement Sanshin Kata, which represents Go technique and was already a well-established feature of Naha Te. The name Tensho is written with two Chinese characters, ten meaning to rotate or turn, and sho, which means the open hand. The first character, ten, describes the rolling and turning action of the wrist in Tensho. This rolling and turning motion of the wrist is used to block an attack in technique. It is the most important aspect of Tensho Kata. Of the kata that Master Miyagi created, Tensho is considered to be his greatest achievement. At the time he created this kata, it was still known as Rokushi. Only later did it become known as Tensho, a name which Master Miyagi himself chose. This kata was widely practiced and a favorite kata among the senior and high-level students of Master Miyagi. Sanshin kata is ideal for the young and strong, but later in life, when the karateka has reached a more mature age and when his strength is waning, Tensho kata is ideal practice to develop Ju technique as opposed to the Go of Sanshin. One of Master Miyagi's senior students, Kina Seiko Sensei, who is now in his late 70s, still practices Tensho, proving the suitability of this kata for one's whole life. He can often be seen performing this kata at special ceremonies or celebrations in Okinawa even to this day. The most important feature of Tensho is the breathing. If correct breathing technique is performed with the correct rhythm, then it will follow that the hand movements will be performed correctly also. With the breathing and the hand movements harmonized together, Tensho Kata will come to life as it was first conceived. The correct breathing technique is difficult to achieve. For beginners, the breath is inhaled through the nose, straight down into the tanden. Upon exhalation from the tanden, it follows the same path up the body to be expelled from the mouth. For the more advanced student, the breathing is deeper. The breath is imagined to take a circular route in through the nose, around the head and down the back before being coiled up tight in the tanden. Master Miyagi was said to take an even longer inhalation, where the breath is imagined to travel down the legs to be concentrated at the soles of the feet. In this type of high-level breathing technique, there would be no pause in the movement that Master Higaonna is now demonstrating. The whole series of movements is performed in one inhalation. Therefore, in the beginning, breathe directly down into the tanden. The next stage is to imagine the breath traveling in a circular motion around the body to be coiled in the tanden. And for the very advanced student, the breath is imagined to travel down into the feet. The stepping movements in Tensho are the same as in Sanshin Kata. As you step forward, the sole must remain in contact with the floor. The foot should slide lightly over the surface in a smooth action. The method of tensing the knees and buttocks is also performed as in Sanshin. The back should be erect so that good posture is maintained. The only difference between Tensho and Sanchin Kata is the breathing and the hand movements. Whereas Sanchin Kata represents Go or hard technique, Tensho represents Gyu or soft technique. When Master Miyagi taught Gyu Kumite, which is known as Iri-kumi in Okinawa, first he would teach Go technique using the closed fist and larger, more powerful movements. Then later, for more advanced students, he would teach Gyu technique using the wrist as in Tensho Kata to block an attack. Now Master Higaonna will demonstrate the martial applications of Tensho Kata.
次に天正の分解をいたします。ある程度の分解一応と一緒にやっています。
Master Higaonna will begin by showing the applications for Hikiyuke and Ura Uchiyuke.
はじめのこの引き受けから内の裏引き受けあります。これははじめ右手の突きに対して
The right hand blocks the punch. Normally, from this position, the opponent would be pulled forward onto Nukute strike. However, following the kata sequence, this hand continues its movement to block the next punch. From this position, in real combat, the counter would be delivered immediately. Again, from Age Kouke, in real combat, an attack would follow immediately. From here, following the kata sequence, the hand blocks down from where attacks to both Gedan and Gyodan can be aimed. In real combat, the block and attack are performed in this way. In the kata movements, though, only the block is shown. After blocking to the side, attacks using shote can be delivered to the area shown. Then the palm is used to block either at the wrist or the elbow. This movement can also be interpreted as a strike to the side. The double-handed blocks are interpreted in this way. Pull the opponent forward onto the attack. When blocking the other way as shown here, pull forward, then attack under the clavicle and from there push away as in the kata movement. Ura Kakyuke is interpreted in this way. After blocking, using both hands, attack to the eyes. This can also be used against a chokehold. The most important point is the wrist. When blocking Furizuki, for example, the wrist is loose as Master Higaonna demonstrates. If you first use a soft block, then it is easy to follow with a hard attack. The wrist should be free of tension. Just like a nunchaku, which gets its power from the connecting cord or chain, so the wrist too in this relaxed state can deliver a very powerful strike. This technique requires no power to execute, but it is very strong. The wrist can also be used the other way as in kakyuke. In this example, the power of the block is directed to the outside. From here, it is easy to attack by springing off the opponent's arm and striking the face. Using this rolling motion of the wrist, there are many ways you can attack. In this way, Tensho Kata develops the use of the wrist in combat, and at the same time it trains the breathing. If the breath from the tanden is harmonized correctly with the movements of the hands, then in combat these techniques will be very effective and capable of disabling an opponent easily. Now Master Higaonna will demonstrate the important points to look for when instructing students in Tensho Kata.
はい。テンション。おう。メイ。3年前の人。よし、じゃあちょっと。これは、ここで返していって、返していって。
In this movement, Ura Uchi-uke must block all the way to the center line of the body.
中心。この中心。ここまで持ってきて、ここから。
Then from this position, draw the arm back while concentrating on the inside edge of the forearm as you pull. As you push forward, focus on the palm and tighten the thumb. The palm is stretched tight and finishes slightly higher than the shoulder. At the end of the push, the arm in this position must be locked straight. As you pull back, focus on the back of the wrist. Tighten the palm even more as the arm is fully extended. Focus strengthen the top of the wrist, then the bottom of the palm, then the side, then the inside, block as far as the Ganka vital point. Keep the tanden tight throughout these movements. As you push down and forward, keep the inner forearm pressed against the side of the body. Again, focus on the top of the wrist, the bottom. The elbow must be kept in tight as the arm blocks to the side. In this movement, the outer edge of the palms should come together in front of the body's center line. The tanden must be kept tight throughout this movement. From this position, as you push forward, still keeping the whole body tight, bend the knees to sink the body down slightly. Press the forearms against the sides as you push forwards. Keep the elbows in as you block to the sides. In this technique, block as far as the Ganka vital points. Stretch the palms tight. From this position, as you step back, turn the heel in before stepping. Then, as you step forward, turn the front heel in, then slide smoothly forward. In this position, the hands are in front of the ganka vital points. As you step back, bring the hands straight down. Focus in the palms as you do so. This movement, as are all the movements in Tensho Kata, is executed with muchimi. Keep the latissimus dorsi muscles tight throughout Toraguchi. Turn the hands with strength and then push forwards, keeping the same strong feeling. In Tensho Kata, the breath is inhaled deep into the tanden and focused there for an instant. The hand movements, however, must flow from one technique to the other, all the time being performed with muchimi. The tanden is kept tight throughout the kata. This represents Go, but the wrists are always turning and flowing, representing Ju. The soles of the feet must be stuck to the floor like the roots of a tree extending into the ground. Try and press the soles to the floor to create an unshakable base. The method of stepping in Tensho Kata is exactly the same as in Sanchin. The breathing in Tensho Kata should be smooth and deep, inhaling down into the tanden, and the hand movement should complement the breathing, flowing like water while still moving with muchimi.
Tensho. 転生。転生。 検証。検証。 Tensho.
Thank you for watching Gōjū-ryū Tensho Kata. This is the last tape in the series of traditional Okinawan Gōjū-ryū. Master Higaonna hopes you have enjoyed this series and he wishes you good luck in your training.